Hello everyone and welcome to this, another episode of Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft. My name is Casanis. In this episode we're going to be doing a little bit of deck building, or at least looking at the deck that I've built here, and we are going to then be doing some gameplay and seeing exactly how it works. Now, I've been playing this game for a little while and I've come to realize that when I originally said all the hero powers were equally balanced, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's true anymore. I found that some of the hero powers are just better than the others, and I'm going to discuss that later on. But for now, we're going to take a look at this deck. What we're looking at today is the Paladin, and this is the Paladin deck that I've built. The Paladin's power is called Reinforce, and it's just like all the other powers, it costs 2 mana to play. And the power is to summon a 1/1 Silverhand recruit. Now this recruit does not have taunt, he does not have charge or anything like that. It's just a 1/1 dude who comes out. Now you might think, that's kind of useless, that's kind of pointless, it costs 2 for a 1/1. That's not a good deal, to be honest. For 1/1 you can actually put out a let me see if there's anything right here. Is there anybody right here? No, but right here there'll be somebody. Let me see. For 0, I can put out a 1/1, and for 1, I can put out a 1/1 with a Divine Shield. So being able to put out a 1/1 whenever you feel like it, without any extra powers for 2 casting cost isn't super great, but it works well for this deck. So let's discuss it. I'm calling it the White Weenie deck, and that's kind of a weird name, yes, and it's a throwback to Magic the Gathering. In Magic the Gathering, you used to be able to build this deck that everyone called the White Weenie deck, and it was built around white mana, and you produced creatures very quickly at low costs and produced a large amount of damage very quickly using mass number of small creatures. So there's a couple problems with this deck, and we're going to go over those in a little bit as well, but there's a few problems with this deck. If we take a look at the spread of this deck, you can see that majority of the cards fall within the 1, 2, or 3 casting cost range. I could put some 0 in here as well if I really wanted to. I haven't done that, but I've got 1, 2, and 3 casting cost in here, and that's where a majority of this lies. This concept of this deck really relies on the fact that I'm going to be producing a lot of creatures very quickly. So it can suffer from the fact that someone who's got a board wipe or deal damage to everything on the board could wipe you out pretty quickly. So it's very important that you are dealing as much damage as you possibly can very quickly. That's exactly what we're doing here. We're actually using low casting cost creatures along with pump. So a lot of pump in this to make sure that our creatures are dealing the most damage they can early on. So let's take a really quick look. Basically, we're kind of surrounding this on a couple of ideas. The fact that we can produce 1/1 creatures whenever we feel like it will actually allow us to produce this guy here, this 8/8 for 10, which again is not awesome because an 8/8 for 10 is not all that awesome. You could do an 8/8 for 8 or anything else like that. That's the usual thing. But this guy here costs 1 less for each other minion on the battlefield, all of yours and all of your opponents. This could be a very early turn play, an early game play, and that's exactly why I've got in here. I've only got one of them. It is a rare card, as you can see. It's got a purple gem in there, which means it's epic. But it's fairly rare for me to get it. So I don't have anything that scrolls through the cards in here, and maybe I should. But I'm trying to get this guy out as quickly as I can. There's also some other things in here. So there's the Frost Wolf Warlords, and again, he is a 4/4 for 5, but he gets +1/+1 for every other friendly minion in the battlefield. And when you're producing friendly minions as often as you like, this guy can again come out pretty early, especially if you are the second turn player. You can have him out on the 4th turn, and by the 4th turn you can have a bunch of your minions out, and you've got a really big guy out there. If you've put out 1 every single turn, that means you've got a 7/7 on the battlefield on the 4th turn, and that is pretty awesome if you've gone second. By the 5th turn in a regular gameplay, when you've gone first, then you've got yourself an 8/8 out there. So it's pretty darn good. He's pretty darn good. So we're kind of building around these two concepts. Now, if we go back here and take a look, we've got a bunch of creatures here. We've got ourselves a 1/1 taunt. I was really torn between using this guy here, the Goldshire Footman, and the Shield Bearer, which is right here. He is a 0/4 for 1 and the taunt as well. And this guy is a 1/2 for 1. So I actually opted to go with the Goldshire Footman just because it also gives me some quick attack. And that's what I'm looking for. Yes, I'm looking to keep my creatures around, but I also want to make sure that I'm attacking as soon as I can. So we've got ourselves a taunt right here, we've got ourselves a 2/2 taunt right here, and we've got ourselves the Master Swordsmith. Now this is another concept that I'm going with. The Swordsmith allows +1 to a random friendly unit at random friendly minion at the end of your turn. So you're pumping your guys every single time, every single turn he's out there. And when you combine that with an early play taunt, then you've got yourself a half decent character attacking by the third, the third turn or even the second turn. Well, no, I guess the third turn. By the third turn, you've got yourself a higher attack already pounding down on the other opponent, and he's got taunt, so you're dragging everybody in there. So that is kind of awesome. We've got a bunch of pump in here as well. So not only do I have pump from the swordsman, but I've got Blessing of Might, and I've got myself, where's the other one? Blessing of the Kings, which is +4/+4. There's other pump in here as well. The Raid Leader, who again costs 3, 2/2, and gives all of my minions +1 attack. I've got 2 of those in there. I've also got myself, where is it? Where is he? Oh, this guy right down here. The Stormwind Companion. Stormwind Companion is +1/+1 to all other minions. To all of my other minions. So again, that's awesome. When you are pounding minions onto the table, you really want to have that pump available. So we've got ourselves a lot of pump. Now, if we go back here and we take a look, skipping the Sun Fury Protector for now, which is giving the adjacent units taunt. And basically, I've added this character in because even if I've got a 1/1 with taunt, it maybe saves me a turn. And that's really what I'm looking for, to keep somebody else around for an extra turn. So if I can toss this down, I've got a 3/1, I've got one of my 1/1 dudes out there, and I've got him pumped with humility, with a Blessing of Might. I can throw down the taunt and make sure that that 3/1 is getting through for an extra attack. So that's why I've got the Sun Fury Protector in there. The Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Now, this guy here is pretty amazing. And again, I was really torn because I wasn't sure if I should be putting the Flesh-Eating Ghoul or if I should be putting in, let me see, let's go over here to the 3 casting cost, or if I should be putting in the Enraged Wind Fury Raging Worgen. Both of those cards are really awesome, and I am still torn with which one I should have in here. Now, the truth is, the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, with the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, I know that my 1/1s are going to be dying off pretty quickly. Someone's going to be board wiping with a do 1 damage to everybody kind of thing, or they're going to be just tearing apart my 1/1s as quickly as they can. So I have the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, or I'm tossing my 1/1s at something to make sure that they're dying. So I might have to sacrifice 3 of my 1/1s to kill off one of his guys, and that pumps this guy up by 3. So that's why the Flesh-Eating Ghoul is in here. That's why I've got him in there. The Harvester Golem. Now again, this guy here I was kind of torn. Now the good thing about him is when he goes, he comes back automatically. That's kind of awesome. I've got a couple of these guys in here. I've got this one. I've got the Razorfin Hunter, which automatically summons multiple creatures. So I've got multiple creature summoning right here. The Harvester Golem, excuse me, also make sure that even if he's killed off my Golem, then I've got myself an additional character, which is going to be going into play with either the Sea Giant or the Frost Wolf Warlords. So we've got that in there. We've got a weapon in here. We're going to take a look at that in 1 second. We'll come back to it. Blessings of the King, I already talked about. Pump is very, very important. When you're putting out 1/1s, if I'm putting out a 1/1 and suddenly it becomes a 5/5, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So I make sure that's in there. Concentration is my board wipe. I'm really hoping that by tossing my 1/1s against my opponent, and then I can deal 2 damage to everything, it's well worth it. It's well worth it. So I've got some board wipe in here. I've got 2 of these in here. The Dragonling mechanic, again, very, very important because it's for 4, I'm producing 2 creatures, and that's what's important. I'm trying to get as many creatures out there as I possibly can. I'm doing mass damage with smaller creatures, but I'm also getting my big guys up and pumped up, and they're heading out there much, much larger, or I'm getting my really, really big guy out there right away. So again, Dragonling mechanic is in there for that reason. We've also got ourselves a 1/7, I don't know how to say that, Mugushin Warden, and he is there. He's a 4, he's taunt. Again, taunt is very, very important. I'm trying to keep my smaller guys alive long enough to get my Frost Wolf Warlords or my Sea Giant out there, so I'm trying to keep as much out there as I can. So using a heavy taunt like this, a 1/7 taunt, means that I have a little while that I'm taking a beating. This guy might be taking a beating, but he's saving all the smaller guys so that I can get my my bigger guys out right away. And again with the pump, again with my Blessings of Might, that guy becomes a 4/7, or with my +4/+4 Blessings of the King, he becomes a 5/11. So that guy is pretty huge. So the pump is very, very important in there. It's very, very important, including, and this guy here too, like even with him, if he's tossing something down on the Warden, then that's great. This guy is becoming a force to be reckoned with. And then we've also already discussed the Frost Wolf Warlord, the Stormwind Companion, and the Sea Giant. Now lastly, I've tossed in here a little bit of a weapon. And this weapon it's pretty good. I mean, it's good for 2 full attacks, so that's 8 damage that you can be causing. You can either use it as a creature removal, and it automatically heals you as well. So the great thing about this weapon, it costs 4, it does 4 damage, it's good for 2 turns, and with each attack, it restores 2 health to your character, and that's pretty important. If you've gone down there and your little guys aren't able to stem the flow of the larger characters coming at you, you want to make sure you're going to be alive for a little longer, and that 2 health actually can do it. So I make sure it's there. I use it as both an attack. Because 8 attack, that's almost 1/3. This is almost 1/3 damage to the enemy's hero if I can get through. If he doesn't have taunt, I've got almost 1/3 of his damage gone right there, of his health gone right there. Or you can use it for creature removal, removing up to a health of 4 creature. So that is the basic deck. That's kind of what I've gone with here. It's been working pretty decently. I've been using it for a little while, both in casual and ranked gameplay, and it hasn't worked so badly, to be honest. So what I want to do now that we've gone through it, is take a look at the deck in gameplay. All right, let's do it. Okay, we're going up against Thrall. Not an awesome spread here. We've got a 4/4, we got a 4, a 4, a 5, and a 2 casting cost. So this is not an awesome spread. I'm actually going to dump everything out of here except for the 2. I'm going to dump these 3. I'm going second, which is what I prefer. That means I have this guy out first turn if I want. So let's confirm that. Let's see what else we get, though. 4, 3, and 1. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad. All right, he's gonna go first. His power is okay. My turn. I can toss this guy out right away, and I think I'm going to. I'm gonna go boom, and toss him out. Boom. So I'm attacking with the 2/2 next turn. Let's see what he puts out. His power is that he's able to summon a random totem. He's done it right there. Let's see what he gets. Nothing. This one here heals minions, and I don't really care about that. So, like I said, White Weenie, we want to start pounding down immediately. I can't cast anything besides this White Weenie dude here, and I don't want to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right away pumping this guy up, and I'm going to start hitting him with the 5 right away. I'm trying to do as much damage as I possibly can, as quickly as I possibly can. That's the plan with this deck. I could have put a double on him and hit him for 8. I knew he's going to do this, though. He's obviously going to have to get rid of that guy as quickly as he can. Now, I've got a 3rd turn play. I've got a 3rd turn play right here, which is my ghost. Let's see what comes out. I've got my boar or my ghost, and I think for now he's probably going to kill it off, but I'm going to throw out my ghoul anyway. Bang. This ghoul should be able to get pumped. He's taking on 2 0/2s, and that makes it worthwhile. I can pump him up right away. I can kill off the taunt next turn. I can kill off a taunt this turn, and I'm going to pump up by 1. Alright, I can make him larger right now. I don't know if it's worth it. In fact, I don't think it is. What I'm going to do right away is I'm going to do this. I'm going to attack and make him larger. Now, this guy is now a target. At 3/3, that's a little bit scary, but let's give him other targets to take a look at, too. We are going to toss out this guy right here, I think, for this turn.
Don't mess with Tusker.
Giving us a 2/3 and a 1/1. So we've got multiple things, and we've got a whole bunch of pump in here. Pump right here and pump right here. Both these guys here can get very, very big if I want them to. Let's see what he's got. Alright, a 4/4. Alright. Even trade. Even trade. And he's healing his minion. That's still perfectly fine. We've got ourselves a bunch of stuff here. Now I can start going through with the 2/2 if I want to, and I can pump it up so it's larger. I could take out this guy right away. I'm going to take 4 damage myself, or I can pump this guy up right away and make him into a 6/5. And that might be worthwhile, actually. That might be worthwhile. I think I'm going to do that. So, first thing I'm going to do this. Make him into a 6/5, and I'm going to go after him right away. I'm going to let him decide whether or not he wants to attack me. I'm going to get my 1 attack in, though. If he decides to attack me with his 4/4, that's perfectly fine. He's not going to kill me, but he is going to put me within the range of a simple direct damage. And he might have direct damage in here. Taunt, not bad. Now, if he's smart, he's going to attack this guy. Okay, he's not smart. He can't kill me off. He can't kill me off right here, but I might be able to kill him off. So, what are we going to do now? We've got a couple of options here. We can't wipe the board. We can toss down another one with the Dragonling or this dude here. Which way should I go? Which way should I go?
I wonder.
I think what I am going to do, I think I'm going to go with my sword. I'm going to go with this guy attacking him. My sword can get in right now. I'm going to gain the additional damage or I can take this guy here on and make sure my 6-2 gets through next turn. So let's give that a try. I'm killing him off. I'm gaining 2 and losing 4, which puts me down to 24. Again, perfectly worth it. And I'm going to toss out one of these dudes. So I've got another attack next turn, and it could be up to a 4-1 attacking next turn. Now, he's got 7 mana, so he's going to be able to start putting down some larger guys. And I know that. I'm going to have to start upping my game here. I don't have any of my big guys available to me right now. I've got a total of 5 larger characters in there, larger minions. No, poop. Alright, great. We're going to change the humility. Bam, all the way down. 1-5 right there. We're going to toss out this dude. So he's got a couple of different targets he can go for. I'm not going to bother attacking that. I'm going to do the 1 damage there. And later on, we're gonna toss this thing onto this minion here, because it'll give me a little while to go. I'm also going to toss this thing here out, just like that. And I'm going to use this attack to heal 2, lose 1, but put him within range of any of the characters he now attacks. So any of the characters this guy attacks, this guy is pointless now. Any of the characters he attacks is now going to kill him. I forgot to attack. Poop. This guy didn't attack.
Get behind me.
That's a decent card. It's an epic card. I don't like that one. Alright, now I'm going to actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss this thing right on him. And we're going to use it to remove this guy right now.
To battle.
I'm also going to toss out this. And I'm going to toss out. Well, no, you know what? I'm going to wipe this board, actually. I'm going to wipe this board. Alright, wipe the board. So I've just got 4 available to me. If he comes in and he kills off one of my guys, I'm still hitting him with 4 next turn. Well, no, yeah, 4 next turn. I don't like charge. Now he's hitting me for 4. I can now toss out this guy here. Really, really worth it for 8. Boom. Dropping it down. And I'm going to wipe the board. So let's see what he... Oh, that guy came back with his Divine Shield. I didn't read what he had. That was silly of me.
Squire, attend me.
Ready, sir.
Wind Fury. That's a good weapon actually. He can kill this guy off. Okay, he chose not to. That's cool. Okay, he's going to be able to kill this guy off with 2 attacks of this, which he's not going to do, or with either one of these guys here. So, I think we are going to use 2 attack. Rather than kill off any of his guys. We are going to give it taunt, so he's going to have to throw at least one of his guys at it. He can't actually attack it himself with his Wind Fury. I should have put this guy out first, so that was a foolish mistake, because I was talking at the same time. And we're going to toss this guy here down. I would have had myself 2 free attacks, actually, and we're going to toss this guy here down, too. Now, I'm looking for pump. Hopefully we're going to get pumped this turn. This might have been a big mistake, actually. This might have cost me a fair amount. Got 2 attacks here. 1. Next one can't get through. If I've got pump, his game is done. And there's my pump. His game is over. So, White Weenie to the rescue. I'm sorry, dude, but you lose. Kaboom. just like that. So that is the power of the White Weenie. You're trying to get those big characters out as quickly as you possibly can. In this case, I did. It was able to do a heavy attack when I needed it, as well as take on some of his bigger characters. So guys, I hope you liked that deck. I hope you find it interesting. If you did, use it. I really like it. I really like it. If you come up with a good modification, let me know down in the comments. Say, you know what, you should be using this card instead of that one. I used the cards I kind of had. Maybe there's some better cards in the basic set. I don't have a whole lot of epic cards. In fact, I've only got the one epic card right there that you saw. But if you guys have a better idea, let me know down in the comments. Say, you know what, that's not a good White Weenie. This is a White Weenie, and you wave it at me. All right? So guys, thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thumbs down if you didn't. That's perfectly fine. I won't be upset. Comments down below, and if you haven't done so, please take a few seconds to subscribe. Have yourselves a wonderful day, everyone.